I think that all of us through this experience know that we care about this progressive agenda. So there's a lot of different causes, labor, the environment, minority issues. That's going to filter out a lot of the people. Once you get familiar with this document, then yes, you'll be able to say, like, you know, these are some of the things that we're looking to identify, people who care about these kinds of issues. One of the things that I would caution us against, though, is the candidates who's running in Congressional District 14 in Tampa, Kathy Castor's district, is going to be very different than the congressional candidate that's going to run in the district next to her, is 15, Ross in Lakeland and Polk County. And so we have to understand that not every area is the same. So we're casting a wider net. Thankfully, we also have a progressive infrastructure. Labor is very involved in this. Ruthless is very involved in this. Who can serve as additional filters to the conversations that we have. We're not endorsing anyone. We're just asking the survey question. So that also helps make sure that we're not like getting ahead of the local community, that we need to respect. I think if, though, we succeed at being perceived as valuable partners in this effort, not only by the institutions, but by the local districts, if we do this respectfully and we bring something valuable to them, then I think in the future, I know there's a lot of people who are already eager. My friend Kofi all the time is like 5, 6 steps ahead. It's like, well, we could do this and this and this and this. It's like, yes, but let's make sure we establish trust and we get good at this first. And a part of getting good at that is making sure that you guys have enough time to practice. So we have half an hour. I'd like to do 2 rounds of 5 minutes. At this point, I need the hands of people with strong experience doing one-to-one coaching. Lily Bob, step forward, forward. Come up. I need my coaches, yes, my coaching team. And then everyone else, I need you to pair into twos. We met at a conference. She's got to run. Hello everyone. One meeting, give me just a moment. I've been asked to give an example, so I'm going to give the example, just so that you guys get a sense of this. And we'll be done in 5 minutes, and then everyone break into your pairs, have coaches, make sure, remember, you've got to ask the person what they're about, why they got involved in this. Then 2, you've got to interconnect your personal, not like if the coach, if you hear people start getting wonky, like stop them on their tracks, like, you know, that's inhuman. It's, you know, a bill is not a way to interrelate with another human being. Ask anyone who's ever been picked up anywhere. if that's ever worked. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I only have 5 minutes, but she gave me 5 minutes, so. Hey, so thanks so much for your time. It's really nice meeting you here. I'm sorry, your name?
Lindsay. Nice to meet you.
Lindsay, so what groups are you affiliated with?
I am in the Broward Young Democrats. I have recently gotten involved with the Wake Broward. I'm a former OFA'er.
Oh, that's an impressive like list of groups.
Is it?
Yeah, actually.
I volunteer with Planned Parenthood.
Wow, 5. That's quite a bit. What got you involved? Like, why do you get involved in all of these different groups and issues? What was the kind of personal experience that kind of turned things around for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I've always had an interest in politics. I don't know if I have a specific anecdote to share with you. I know why I care about specific issues, if you ask.
Well, at what moment did you start getting involved? Like, what was the catalyst?
Well, I actually was laid off in 2008. I used to work in newspapers. I used to be a reporter, and I was laid off in 2008. So I went back to school, tried to figure out my life, figure out what was next. So I went to business school, and about halfway through it, I realized I didn't really enjoy it. So I had to kind of find my way, and a friend of mine it that I pursue a political career because I always talked about it. I always watched the news and wanted to like vent about what I was seeing. And she's like, you should get involved. You should channel that. So I did.
You know, it's really funny, like hearing you say that because you know, life takes you through all sorts of different like turns. I was actually in banking before I started. Yeah, like activism when I was in banking was about atoning for my sins during the day. I actually I worked for Bank of America of all places. So yeah, wow, you can imagine. But so I can imagine like all of this frustration. So you're now involved with all of these groups. Are you why did you join OFA? Like what sparked that?
Well, I was volunteering with OFA.
When?
In 12. So it was the early part of 12, maybe January, February. I mean, I was unemployed, so I had all the free time in the world to just kind of really help the president, help other Democrats get elected, re-elected. I knew that 12 was going to be a tough year for quite a few races, so I wanted to do my part. I wanted to leave it all out there.
So I want to stop there, and I want you to see that, notice, like, when you connect with your personal story and you hear someone laugh, like laughter is one of those basic human elements that tells you you've connected with someone, right? We all know this. We know the smile. You don't even have to speak the language. You saw us laughing, you know something good is happening between us, right? The second thing, notice I pivoted to, she mentioned a whole bunch of groups. Why did I pick OFA? Electoral. It showed me a point from which I could pivot. I'm talking to you, like it might sound that I do a lot of this kind of training. I did training on sales for many, many years. So listening to the prospective customer tell their story, identifying what they care about, and leveraging how that connects with what you care about is pivotal to this work. If you know a salesperson, great people to get to know how to do this kind of work. So at that point, I think you could imagine, I could very easily say something like, you know, it's really funny that you mentioned OFA and that you cared enough about, you know, fighting for the candidates that you believed in. I was just at a conference in Orlando, which was really exciting, a whole bunch of progressive organizers also interested in fighting for candidates, but also in identifying strong positions that can help us distinguish good candidates from not so good candidates, was the primary focus. And one of the things that we came out of that is that we should have a conversation with folks about who they know in the community who might be well connected and have an idea of some prospective candidates. Maybe if you might have some idea of some prospective candidates yourself. Notice the pivot, right? But now we have rapport. You know, if I had just come up to her and, yo, who do you know that might run for office? I don't care, like, about her personal story. I'm not taking time to get to know her. Like, you know, who are you? It's sort of like, you know, me going to a bar with someone and saying, hey, you want to come home with me? Like, you know, who are you?
Yes.
So the thing about this process is it's really human. You know, it's about connecting with your neighbors. And like, thank you so much. Like, everyone, give it up.